This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. It's Friday and Derby Eve in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Michelle Chamberlain. It's Friday, May 6th, Kentucky Oaks Day.
Exciting time. We're glad you're with us. And now at 6:30, though, violence in the Derby City ahead of this weekend's big races. We're tracking the security threat and preparing you if you're making that trip to Louisville.
We're also tracking some crime alerts in Lexington after a pair of overnight robberies.
We have those temperatures outside early this morning, kind of chilly as we travel off through your day. It's going to be extremely nice. You'll love Oaks Day as we get toward the 60s and 70s later on this afternoon. But it's about the Derby. Who's going to be seeing rain during post time and who's not? I'll have all that in your forecast coming up.
And we'll see in just a bit in the news, thousands of people are in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Many, of course, Kentuckians will be heading to Louisville for the Derby events. Security is going to be very, very tight this year.
Yeah, it's because already there has been a shooting during one of the pre-Derby events. WKYT's Mark Barber is tracking the investigation, and he's at our live desk this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Michelle. More than 1 million people will show up for Derby events this year, and Louisville police officers won't be the only ones working to keep those fans safe. FBI agents will also be closely watching the crowds during Oaks Day and the Derby. The FBI has been training with Louisville police. Their agents recently went through an active shooter drill with officers at Slugger Field. The parade that marks the start of Derby festivities was marred by violence yesterday, only adding to security concerns. 2 teens were arrested for shooting 2 other teens during the Pegasus parade in downtown Louisville. Since people will start showing up at Churchill Downs for Oaks Day in just a few hours, here's a reminder of what you can bring with you. Handbags and clutches must be smaller than 12 inches, and you can bring your own snacks, but they have to be in a clear bag that must be smaller than 18 by 18 inches. Now for the list of prohibited items. Coolers, glass, and cans are not allowed. Laptops, some cameras, backpacks and weapons are also banned. And finally, these are the tough ones, drones and selfie sticks must be left at home as well. The FBI says their advice is go. Enjoy the Derby. Don't worry about safety. Leave that to them. But keep your eye on your surroundings. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Thank you so much, Mark. And just don't bring your drones, right?
A drone or selfie stick. Got to
Yes.
leave those at home this year. That's some of the new rules.
Yes, they are. So it's Oaks Day, and later today is the 142nd Run for the Lilies at Churchill Downs.
Yeah, the Run for the Fillies. It's always a lot of fun. Really, the Derby for just the filly horses. WKYT's Dick Gabriel has a preview from backside.
As usual, it is a deep and talented field in today's Run for the Lilies, and the favorite might be a horse that Keeneland fans recognize. It looked as though Rachel's Valentina would come into the Oaks off a victory in the Ashland Stakes, but Weep No More caught her at the wire. Still, she is the morning line favorite.
You know, that she showed she's a fighter because she put away a couple of different challenges and just had one at the end she couldn't quite put her nose in front of, but for her first start of the year, we were very pleased.
Since moving over to Louisville, the daughter of Rachel Alexandra has prospered on the Churchill Downs surface.
Rachel's Valentina's training super. Very, very pleased with the way she's come into Churchill, the way she's galloped and breezed over the track, and seems like she's coming up to the race in great shape.
Fletcher also will saddle Mo D'Amour in the Oaks. She finished 3rd last time out on a sloppy track in the Gazelle Stakes at Aqueduct.
Mo D'Amour last time in the Gazelle, we didn't feel like she handled the sloppy conditions. She also came in here and put in a very good breeze over the track. So, you know, for a filly that's 30-1 on the morning line, we're optimistic that she's going to show up and run well.
Rachel Alexander has given birth to just 1 filly so far, and it's Rachel's Valentina. And if she wins the Oaks, people will begin to talk about her the way they talked about Mom. From Churchill Downs in Louisville, Dick Gabriel, WKYT.
It's actually an exciting time. You know, this is my first Kentucky Oaks that I get to cover, and I'm really looking forward to it. Do you have any advice?
Well, yeah, I covered a lot of those Oaks days. So, well, you know, you enjoy it, but you have the well dressed up in the stands and the barely dressed, we'll say, down in the infield. But it's a good time all the way around.
Yeah, it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
This morning, everybody wants to know, what will the weather be like for the weekend? Whatever you have planned, a party maybe in your own place. Meteorologist Micah Harris has your Oaks Day forecast. Micah.
Well dressed and barely dressed. I like that. Sounds like a party I want to go to, man. Let's look outside and see what's going on. 42 degrees there in London. We do have some valley fog in some areas, east and southeastern northern Kentucky. You get into Jackson and Breathitt County, such a neat looking shot. You can see that at 44 degrees. So it's a chilly start today, but it looks really good. Let's break down the forecast tomorrow, because today there's really not much to talk about. It's a nice day. Tomorrow, though, here's the look, okay? 2 p.m., 71 degrees. People start showing up at the house, right? Then we start to see storms form into the northern areas, and that's really into the southern Indiana, southern Ohio, that area at about 6 p.m. There is that opportunity, though, that one of those stray storms could be in northern Kentucky and then still north of I-64 there by 8 p.m. Timing is crucial. I was telling the guys during the commercial break that I have new data coming in on the timing. May not look so good for some of us. I'm going to have that coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Mike. New on WKYT this morning, police are looking for several men after they say a woman was robbed at gunpoint. The woman was on Red Mile Road near Versailles Road around 2:30 this morning when she says a dark green PT Cruiser pulled up next to her. 4 men were inside. She says one of them had a gun and stole her purse. About an hour later, police say a man was robbed of his backpack and phone on Morgan Avenue off Bryan Avenue. In that case, police say there were 2 suspects. One of them had a gun and the other had his face covered. Police say they got away in a dark-colored SUV.
And new on WKYT this morning, a man is in jail accused of sexually abusing a stranger. Lexington police have charged Carol Hamilton with sodomy. They say on Tuesday he threatened the victim with a knife before sexually abusing the victim. Hamilton was arrested 2 days later at his home on Maple Avenue. A former Franklin County constable will be facing a judge today. He is accused of running a prostitution ring. Investigators say Thomas Banta was running the operation out of his home. They say men would pay Banta to have sex with women. He was indicted for promoting prostitution, kidnapping, and impersonating a peace officer. Banta is scheduled to be arraigned in Franklin County later this morning. A traffic stop in southern Kentucky has led to a disturbing discovery. State police say they stopped a semi at the Laurel County Way Station and discovered the driver was high on meth with 2 children in his cab. William Eckhorn is facing several charges, including carrying a concealed deadly weapon and endangering the welfare of a minor. The children's mother, Samantha Wittenberg, was also in the semi, and she's facing some charges as well. As we've been mentioning, this is Oaks Day in Kentucky. Of course, tomorrow is the Kentucky Derby. You don't really have to go to Churchill Downs, though, to enjoy the races in style.
Yeah, there's a lot taking place right here in Lexington this weekend. WKYT's Mike Byer is live at Keeneland, where the party is about to get started. Good morning there.
First of all, Bill and Michelle, it is an absolute gorgeous morning here at Keeneland. The horses are out on the track getting their early morning workout in, and the day is only going to get better. The track is hosting the Kentucky Derby's biggest celebration this weekend. The 2-day event kicks off today for Kentucky Oaks Day, and then we'll wrap up tomorrow with the Kentucky Derby. Gates open at 9 a.m. each day. Admission is free today for Oaks Day, but fans will have to pay $5 to get in on Derby Day. Now, the party in the paddock kicks off later today from 4 to 7. There will be live music and drink specials. Post time for the Oaks is set for 5:49 p.m., so don't miss that. Then the action picks right back up here at Keeneland tomorrow for Derby Day. All concessions will open at 11 a.m. There will be live music all day and plenty of activities for the kids. Fans will be able to watch the action on more than 1,000 TVs. Now, Keeneland's popular tailgate spot, The Hill, will also be open all day tomorrow. Out there you'll find food trucks, live music, and some areas where you can bet and wager on the races. It sure is set up to be a fun weekend here at Keeneland, the place to be. Live at Keeneland, Mike Byer, WKYT.
All right, thank you very much, Mike.
The Kentucky Derby parties are always a big part of the festivities, and one of the most famous is tonight.
The Barnstable Brown Kentucky Derby Eve Gala is counted among the 10 best parties in the world by Condé Nast. This year's celebrity guests include Kid Rock, Alabama Shakes, and Kate Upton. Harlan's Jordan Smith, who was the season 9 winner of The Voice, will also be there. He was Grand Marshal of the Pegasus Parade yesterday, along with Gayle King from CBS This Morning. She's going to be in town, and former UK football player and current Green Bay Packer Randall Cobb. Several University of Kentucky basketball stars, including Tyler Eulis and Devin Booker, are also expected there tonight. It's the 28th year for the star-studded bash held in Louisville at the home of Patricia Barnstable Brown. It's going to be lots of fun, lots of beautiful people there.
Yes,
Obviously.
a lot of beautiful people, right?
But if you're looking for something with maybe a little less class, a little bit closer to home, a Lexington businessman has you covered on that.
Yes, he does. The poor man's Harlan County Derby Eve party is being hosted by Bill Morgan. Now, it's not all glitzy and glamorous as the party we just told you about, but it is for a good cause. Tickets are $20 and it's a benefit for the March of Dimes. It starts tonight at 6 o'clock at the B&B Morgan Tire on North Broadway.
Been going on for many, many years. That one started out as they had a party at their apartment complex when Bill was back in college days, and this has gone on all these years.
It really is a great story, and he must be a fun guy.
He is.
Yes, you're like, yes,
Always
he
with
is.
his blue glasses. All right, 6:40, 20 before 7 on WKYT this morning.
Let's check to see how traffic's moving along this morning.
Let's go out to Officer Don with a check on live drive traffic. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. Well, no wrecks. Things are quiet right now on the north side of town. Keeping a close eye on New Circle and North Broadway, also Newtown Pike, and no major issues to deal with. On the south side, of course, we have the Todd's Road widening project this morning. That's still happening, so be careful through there. So we get a live look at overall Lexington traffic flow. Not really seeing any red at the moment. Seem to be doing okay inbound Nicholasville Road and Harrodsburg Road. That takes us to our drive times this morning, and we're trouble-free on the way in from Nicholasville, 13 minutes, Georgetown 16, and Paris 18. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, it's your Friday Derby Eve in the Commonwealth here on WKYT this morning. So good to have you with us. We're on the air with all the latest.
Now, this is one crazy story, and it involves a snake. You know what that means? It's got to be out of Florida, right?
Most of the time.
It usually is. What this man was caught stealing and how employees stopped him. We'll have it after weather.
And it looks really good for today. Oaks Day looks great. Derby Day looks great until you hit late in the day. I'm going to show you an hour-by-hour forecast how you can plan out your weekend coming up.
What a beautiful start to the day it is. This is Keeneland as all of Kentucky celebrates Kentucky Derby Weekend. We're glad to have you with us, and we hope you'll stay right here.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Really good looking start to this Friday. Look, Oaks Day looks great. I see absolutely no problems whatsoever. And as we travel off into the afternoon, remember, today is only a 10-20% chance of rain, meaning virtually all of us stay dry. I don't see any problems whatsoever. It's a good looking start to the day. I'll tell you this, it's still pretty chilly. We're at 42 degrees now in the London-Corbin area. And then go up towards Sand Gap, work your way down 421 into McKee. Good morning to you guys. Crab Orchard. Go off into Livingston and Rockcastle County. Jackson coming in at 44 degrees. I mean, it's a good looking start, but it is still kind of cool. Let's talk about some Oaks Day history, okay? Coldest day in Oaks Day history, okay? 141 days that we've had Oaks Day. The coldest day is 36 degrees. The warmest day, 94 degrees. We're going to be in the middle. I'm okay with that. But look at this, 56% of the time has had some rain. So out of 141, 56% of that has actually had some rain. Not today. It looks great. Let me take you hour by hour. Watch what happens as we travel off towards your afternoon. There could be a sprinkle or a light shower. Like I said, this is not a good bet, only 10 to 20%. So virtually all of us stay dry. Temperatures will be there in the 60s. Really nice day, right? Off into the evening, dinner time, perfect. Then we head off toward tomorrow morning, 5Ks going on, events taking place, picking up. If you're trying to knock out the grass before people come to your house or you heading over to some friends' houses, just know it's going to be a really nice start to the morning and only a slight chance of rain during the daylight hours. But watch this, okay? Here's 4 p.m., and this is the new weather data I was telling you about, so watch this. We get toward 4 p.m., everything looks good, right? Watch as we get toward post time. Yeah, look at this little band trying to set up, spark up. There's 6 p.m. post time, 6:34. Still north of I-64. Still looks like the best opportunity for that. But those aren't really the thunderstorms. Those are the strong thunderstorms moving on in. At 8 p.m., you're starting to see those coming out of southern Indiana, heading our direction. Still at 8 p.m., look at southern half. You guys look great all day long. I mean, southern half, I really don't see rain for you guys until the nighttime hours. So it's really that north of 64 area we really have to be watching for. Remember, that's the first time I've seen that on that particular model. So confidence is not very high that that's going to happen. I'm just showing you maybe a start of a trend. We'll see. Late day storms there on Saturday. Most of your days great. And then Sunday for Mother's Day, only a couple of rumbles, calling it about 40% chance of rain. It's not a great chance, so you'll still be able to get out and knock out some plans there with Mom. Off toward next week, guys, and there's more thunderstorms in the forecast. So the thing to really focus in on, knocking out the lawns, because, you know, the past few days we just haven't had that many opportunities to do that. And so the lawns are getting pretty high if you look around some neighborhoods.
Yeah, right.
So knock that out, because next week we're going to have more showers and thunderstorms rolling on in. It's going to be a pretty active forecast, really after the next 2 to 3 days. Yeah.
I thought April showers were supposed to bring May flowers.
I know.
Well, they have, but they're getting some more showers.
More
now.
showers along with it, right?
Well, nice little window here for the Derby weekend events, hopefully. Thank you. 6:48 right now.
You cannot make this stuff up. A man is facing theft charges after trying to steal a large snake by shoving the reptile down his pants.
All right. The man went into a pet store in St. Petersburg, Florida, and put a baby python down his left front pants pocket. Surveillance video shows employees chasing the suspect around the store. They were able to block the entrance and hold him down until the police got there.
Well, and they're not even pants. Like, they're long shorts.
Yeah, whatever.
So at least wear pants.
Oh,
if you're going to do this.
Just don't do that at all.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Just don't go there. 6:48 now, WKYT this morning on your Friday Derby Eve in the Commonwealth. Great to have you with us this morning.
Yes, it is. We'll have more news when we come back.
Coming up, we're in Canada following the still growing massive wildfire and airlifts rescuing trapped citizens. Plus, Nora O'Donnell reports from the Invictus Games for Wounded Warriors, which she'll talk with Prince Harry later today. More real news coming up on CBS This Morning, next.
6:51 our time on WKYT this morning, just ahead of CBS This Morning, coming up at 7.
Yeah, security is tight in Louisville this morning for the Kentucky Derby. Already, police have had to deal with some violence.
Yeah, ugly scene. Police say a 17-year-old boy and a 14-year-old girl were shot last night along the Pegasus parade route. Both have non-life-threatening injuries. 2 15-year-olds have been taken into custody. More than 1 million people, of course, expected to show up for the Kentucky Derby, and the FBI has been training with Louisville police ahead of the weekend's big races. WKYT as a whole team headed over to Churchill Downs for Oaks Day action. From the infield to the fashion to the food and the races, we've got you covered. Our live coverage will begin, of course, coming up on WKYT News at noon.
Deputies in Jessamine County are stepping up patrols after a string of arsons around central Kentucky. Now, 2 of this week's fires were set at homes in Jessamine County. People we talked to say they're also helping out by keeping an eye on their neighbors' homes.
To be afraid when you go to get in your vehicle to go to town for maybe a half an hour and to come back and not know if your property's still going to be there. That's scary.
The fires were set at homes in Jessamine, Fayette, Scott, and Garrett counties. The State Police Arson Task Force is offering a $1,000 reward in the case.
A former aide to Senators Rand Paul and Mitch McConnell has been convicted of federal campaign finance violations. The charges stem from when Jesse Benton was Ron Paul's campaign chairman in 2012. Along with Benton, the jury also convicted a campaign manager and a deputy manager. Investigators say the 3 men worked together to cover up campaign payments to a former Iowa state senator.
Firefighters in Canada are still working to contain an unrelenting wildfire raging through parts of Alberta. Now, larger than the city of Chicago, the fire has forced more than 80,000 people from their homes. Officials are hoping rain this weekend will help them get an upper hand on the blaze. Presumptive GOP nominee Donald Trump continues to struggle to build unity within his own party. Yesterday, House Speaker Paul Ryan declined to support him as the party's standard bearer, saying Trump still has to prove himself. Voters in West Virginia and Nebraska get their say when they cast their ballots in primary contest on Tuesday. In Toledo, an attack against a pregnant woman was caught on camera. You can see the pregnant clerk behind a cash register at a gas station when the man reaches for some cash. Watch as the clerk closes the drawer and tries to protect her stomach. That's when the attacker jumps over the counter. 2 other employees beat the man back with a fire extinguisher. He's still on the run.
Well, that's ridiculous, certainly. Time this morning is 6:54 on WKYT.com. Kentucky Derby weekend is here. We're going to keep you right on top of the weather conditions as we hope for just enough of a window that we'll get in the Kentucky Oaks races today and, of course, the Derby festivities tomorrow. Check out our website, our weather and traffic app, and social media for updates. Also trending this morning, Morehead State University is facing a difficult financial situation because of declining enrollment and state cuts, and the president is now proposing eliminating 64 positions on campus. We'll be following up on that situation. Gordman's is closing its Hamburg location in Lexington. The company says it decided not to renew its lease there. The store near Fayette Mall will remain open. It's an exciting time for former Wildcat Carl Anthony Towns, who now plays in the NBA. Our Jennifer Nime had an exclusive interview with Towns during our news yesterday afternoon. You can check that out on our website anytime. Kentucky.com addressing the issues surrounding the UK women's basketball program and talking about how a mass exodus has left Coach Matthew Mitchell with some challenges going forward. Kentucky.com also with a fun look back at when celebrities roamed the bluegrass on Derby Eve at the big events that went on. Of course, there were lots of parties in Lexington and the races in Louisville. The flashy Madden parties, the classy Whitney parties were the places to see and be seen, and there's a look back. And CBS This Morning is coming up with your eye opener, and we'll have local updates. Join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, and for the latest anytime, WKYT.com.
It's a chilly start to the day. We're there in the 40s, but it is a beautiful start. You got to love that. Look, your day today looks great. Only a 10% chance of rain. Nothing to really worry about. It's 69 degrees. You got to love that. Let's talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow, much of your day is dry. I really don't see much of any issues whatsoever. So it's dry for much of your day, a lot of sunshine, even temperatures there in the upper 70s to around 80 degrees. But then as we get close to post time, which is 6:34, near race time, some storms move on in. It's the possibility, okay, this is a chance for the far northern areas. After race time, it's really for much of us, I-64 southbound. So really, it's late in the day. You're talking anywhere from 6 p.m. at the earliest to 8 p.m. at the latest.
All right, so we'll be nowcasting throughout the weekend on that. Nobody's more up to date than you. Thanks for being with us.
Have a good